Morning, Sheldon. Sort of give us an update on the three guys in protocol or where I noticed that Nick's on skating this morning. You have an update on the three, the status of the three.
Yeah, so Nick Ritchie's back with the group in skating here. Kasha and Hall are they still remain in Arizona and are in still in protocol. So that's really all I got on those guys.
Is when do you expect Nick back game wise Saturday night then, Sheldon? Do you think or?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we got to get him back up and running and see how he's doing. Saw him in the facility here this morning for the first time. Get him back on the ice and get him going. I think he had been feeling pretty good. So be a short amount of time for him to get back up and running, I would think. But as we've talked about, every player comes back off of these breaks and comes, or deals with COVID recovery differently. So we'll take it a day at a time, but he's not going to play tonight.
Is there anything other than the obvious, Sheldon, that's led to this goal run for Austin on the road, tie the NHL record tonight if he scores?
Yeah, I really just think it is the obvious. I mean, he's a great player that we all know has the ability to score every night, really has the ability to score every shift if the right opportunity comes around. You don't know when that's going to be, but when the other team makes a mistake or when he gets a puck in a good spot, he has the ability to capitalize on it. So I don't think there's anything more to it than that. It just speaks to his level of consistency as a player, to put himself in those spots so that he can score. It's really all I can say to it. It's impressive to watch and obviously a key piece of our team.
Next up, we'll go to Kevin McGran, Toronto Star. Go ahead, Kevin.
Sheldon, we're supposed to get a 3-week break. Obviously, that's going to be filled in with games very shortly here. But I just wonder what your plans would have been for that Olympic break. What were you going to do?
I had no plans specifically, other than we probably would have ended up somewhere warm for some portion of time. I had 2 young kids in school and hockey and all those kind of things. We weren't making too many plans. And then also, for any of these type of breaks that come in the schedule, whether it's All-Star or a break like this, bye week, whatever it is, I've always been, and whether it's here or in junior or the American League, I'm a last minute planner just because you never know what's coming up. You don't know what's going on with the team. You don't know what the situation is. Even with the rest of our coaching staff, we the direction was that we were going to, have a portion of time early into the break, but then to remain flexible because we didn't know, when we would come back into the building and work and all those kind of things. So I think when you're a coach, you got to remain flexible. You can't settle on any sort of plans because you're always sort of reacting to what the team and the circumstances around your group is. So I had nothing definitive other than just being able to spend quality time with family.
And about tonight, I guess Biega is in tonight for Muzzin. Any other lineup changes?
No other changes outside of how we've been practicing.
Thank you.
Next up, we'll go to Mark Masters, TSN. Go ahead, Mark.
Sheldon, you mentioned Saturday. It's rare for that many goals to go in on like 25 shots on Jack. What's your sense of how he's responded since then, and what sort of bounce back effort are you expecting tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's proven to be consistent, so I expect he will bounce back. I also expect our team to defend better around him. When you're referencing his stats or the number of goals that go in on shots, it's not just a goaltending thing. It speaks to the quality of chances and how close we were allowing the opposition to get to our net. So that's a team thing. We've been working at that, talking about that a lot. It was an issue for us all throughout that road trip to defend our net better. When we do that, it gives our goaltenders much better chance of success. And we've proven that with Jack, that partnership between how we defend and how he can, see pucks and we can limit chances, that helps him. And then at the same time, when we do make mistakes, that he's there to make big saves for us. So we've just got to do a better job, protecting our goaltenders, and allowing them to do their job.
What sort of, I guess, challenge would Sandin and Liljegren be facing here with Muzzin and Hull out of the lineup? And what do you learn about a couple of young defensemen in a situation like this?
It's a terrific opportunity. I mean, it's one that, Liljegren has had a pretty good chunk of time here now, both before Christmas and then, huge minutes the other night in St. Louis, playing up in the top four, killing penalties. So when you're killing penalties, you're going against the other team's best players doing that. And then naturally just being paired with Muzzin, you're going to get some tough matchups. And now Sandin will get an opportunity here today. I think it's for a young player, it's what you want, right? I mean, every player, it starts where you want to just get in the lineup and give yourself an opportunity to show that you can play in the league. And then the next piece is that you can elevate into the top four. You can take on greater matchups and greater minutes. So here you are. They've got game breakers on the other side that are difficult to defend against. And if you make mistakes, they make you pay. But at the same time, for a young guy, I would be super excited here tonight to take that on. And I think it's the type of experience that, should help those guys on their development path, to be able to, be relied upon more and all those kind of things. So one way or another, those guys are going to be better at the end of the game here tonight than they were going into it. And that's saying something, considering both guys have played very well for us this season.
We'll go to Luke Fox, Sportsnet. Go ahead, Luke.
Hi, Sheldon. A lot of ups and downs for Mitch this season, whether it's slow start or the injury, and he was just talking about missing out on the Olympics. How do you think he's handled this season and kind of the curveballs that it's thrown him?
I think he's handled it very well. I mean, a big part of Mitch's game is his personality, and the energy that he brings in the dressing room and on the ice in practice, on the bench, on the ice in games. Like, those are the piece, and that's how he plays. When he's loose and he's confident, he's playing well, and he's helping the team, and he's giving the team fuel and energy. And then obviously his ability on the ice, that in itself gives us that energy. So he's a guy that I think has maintained that, even when it's, as you say, when it's been whether it was a slow start or dealing with his injuries, those kind of things. I think he's handled it incredibly well. I thought his addition to our trip in St. Louis, when he came in and joined the team, first of all in Arizona for practice, that's a long trip. I mean, they're great cities, and it was nice to be in the sun, but that was a long trip for us. We played games in 3 different time zones. Every game that we played on the trip was played at a different time of night, 5, 6, 7, and 8 p.m. That trip was starting to drag a little bit. Mitch's arrival, you could just feel the energy of our group, and he was fresh, and then he went out on the ice and brought it on the ice. So that to me has been very consistent with Mitch, and it's a challenge to do that, with the expectations that he has on himself and what he means to our team. But he's maintained it, and that's, to me, is the most important thing, because the ability is going to be there.
And last one here, we'll go back to Jonas Eagle. Go ahead, Jonas.
Hey, Sheldon, just following up on Mark's question about Timothy and Rasmus, what is the challenge for young guys when they do move up in the lineup and face increased competition?
Yeah, I think it's a couple of things. I think it just, you have to be that much more efficient in your game, both in the fact that if generally you're playing against better players more often. Even when you're in the third pair, you're still going to get caught on the ice at times, against really good players. But more consistently, you're going to be out there against really good players. So when you make a mistake, they have the ability to capitalize on that and make you look bad. And then at the same time, when you're not playing an efficient game, you have to run around more. You have to chase the puck more. You have to defend more, and those are hard minutes. And then the ask in terms of your energy level when your minutes rise is a lot. So every mistake makes the minutes harder and harder. And that's not just an individual thing, it's how all 5 players are playing together inside of that. But those are the challenges. Is just that the demand physically is a lot, and that gets compounded by the fact that you're playing against good players that you make mistakes and they make it hard on you, and you get chasing it. So that would be it. But both guys have seen time against really good players, and the other part that goes with it is you get to spend a little more time with our good players. And I think those guys have a skill set that can help us with that. So I'm excited to see how this goes here tonight and how these guys manage it. Because like I said, I think that this experience is going to help those players, and it's going to help us as a team, regardless, to see where we're at in this area.